A New York judge declaring a mistrial for a man suspected in one of the most infamous child abductions in U.S. history. 6-year-old Etan Patz vanished on May 25th, 1979, becoming one of the first missing children to be featured on milk cartons.
Well, now a jury failing to return a verdict in the case of a man who confessed to the murder back in 2012, the stalemate coming after 18 days of deliberations. Listen.
Ultimately, I couldn't find enough evidence that wasn't circumstantial to convict. For me, his confession was very bizarre. No matter how many times it happened, it got more and more bizarre. I felt like mental health issues were a huge part of this case.
So let's bring in David Schwartz. He's a former prosecutor and defense attorney, and Misty Maris, she's a trial attorney. You know, you look at this case about, someone confessing to killing young 6-year-old Etan Patz, and then a jury being basically hung because of one person. 11 people were saying guilty, one saying not guilty. It shows you the power of a jury, does it not?
Absolutely. The power of a jury is unbelievable. You get a different set of 12 people, you get a completely different result. It's all about who they find to be credible. In this particular case, the one juror who stood his ground, he just did not believe beyond a reasonable doubt that this man was guilty. He just could not be convinced, even with 11 other people talking the exact opposite and a confession.
From the day that Etan Patz disappeared, I mean, this made national headlines. He was the first little boy to be featured on a milk carton, which is now where we often do see missing children appear. We have Amber Alert now. They did not have that back then. But there's a lot of other things that they do not have in this case, and that is evidence, except for that single confession from a man who has a mental illness. Without the physical evidence, did they have a shot?
Especially in this day and age, I didn't think they had a shot, and I'm very surprised the prosecution got 11 jurors to actually go on their side. But without other evidence, in this day and age, this scientific day and age, CSI on TV, people expect more evidence, and to have a confession from someone with mental illness, it's really no evidence, and I'm not surprised at all.
Well, here's the thing. Do you go for a retrial?
I think in this case, the DA, they're going to go for a retrial. They got 11 out of 12. Right. They're thinking, hey, new jury pool, new people on the jury, we can do this. And, there's public outcry. There's pressure from the family who wants closure and a resolution. And I think they're going to give that a lot of credence, that they're going to go forward and try and do it.
And real quickly, there was one juror who said during the retrial, we'll get him. They made that statement.
Yeah, they made that statement. The issue with the retrial is everybody's cards are out on the table now, both the prosecution and the defense. So
here's the issue here. I mean, this guy, it's not like he just overnight decided to confess to this crime. I mean, he had been talking about this case for years, since the day that Etan Patz had actually disappeared. He was obsessed with this little boy. He had pictures. There has to be something said about the history of his obsession, does it not?
Yeah, I mean, look, absolutely, that all goes into it. But at the end of the day, you're dealing with somebody with mental illness. Everybody heard about the Etan Patz case. Everybody heard about it. It's not like he would have had some independent way of hearing about it by personal knowledge. Everybody did. So the bottom line is, this guy's got mental illness. He confessed to the crime. Confessions are sometimes coerced, and it's not a good piece of evidence. It really is not.
I think that the defense just did a really good job of drawing the attention to the mental illness, drawing the attention to the inconsistencies between the witness testimony and the ultimate confession.
What about coming up with another suspect?
Well, coming up with another suspect is a great way to show reasonable doubt. Reasonable doubt's a high standard.
Do they have
Yes, they did point to another suspect. There's been many other suspects in this case, and it just points out, as Kelly brought up in the beginning, cases are won and lost in jury selection. They really are, and this case really points that out. And I think the prosecution did a very good job during jury selection to have 11 jurors on their side. I was shocked.
Well, the judge declared the mistrial. Was there anything wrong or questionable in the judge's charge to the jury? Because sometimes the judges judge's instruction can weigh heavily on a jury.
Oh, certainly the judge's instructions, that can make or break. That's going to determine how the jurors decide the case. And most certainly what the judge charges the jury, if it's not correct, then, or it makes them think that the standard is too high, there's going to be
so
an
in the
issue.
retrial, they'll be looking at everything on this one.
Absolutely. And the judge gave what's known as an Allen charge in this case multiple times to try to get that jury to come to a decision, and they didn't. I didn't see anything wrong with what the judge did.
Okay.
All right, Misty Maris and David Schwartz, thank you both for coming in.
Thank you.
Good.
Thank you.
Good to have you.